That's not part of the pitch. Well, maybe if you're looking for investors. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Push on the pain, push on the benefit. Boom! Welcome to another video, different format. We are going to review a bunch of startup pitch. Keep in mind, I'm going to give you my honest feedback, no filters, no BS, but this is an educational video, so we're not here to judge or throw any rocks at people. I like to say dumb people don't learn from their mistakes. Average people learn from their mistakes, and smart people, you watching this video, learn from other people's mistakes. So hopefully today we're going to find a couple of mistakes that we can learn from to improve our pitch and our positioning. If you don't know me, my name is Riley Riles. I'm a startup advisor. I've been in a startup world for about 15 years. I pitched one of my projects to Steve Ballmer when he was CEO of Microsoft. I nearly got one of my projects raising $1 million with Elon Musk. I've done countless numbers of pitches, and today we're going to dive into other people's pitch. Let's go. So let me scroll a little bit down here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's keep the thing. There you go. So first, startup, launch, get exposure, signups, sales, and then the link. Not bad, but this can be better by clarifying the avatar. Are you accepting everyone? Like getting lunch and exposure. Micro lunch, like if I have a microbrewery, can I use your stuff? If I have a bar, if I'm making energy drinks, do I qualify? I'm not sure. Then we have a couple of key words here like lunch, get exposure, signups, and sales. Especially gain exposure. Sorry, is a nice pain to push upon. Sign up and sales. That's also a kind of a problem that some founders can have. So that's not bad. I would say clarify a little bit the persona and eventually add a little bit of the secret sauce, like how and why you do this better than the other ones, because you probably have competition, and even if it's not really important to pay attention to the competition, give a little bit of your secret sauce, why your sauce is tastier than others. Let's have a look at the next one. Creating workspace design with one empty room image and 0 design skills. Hey, not bad. Let me think a little bit about this one. Creating workspace design with one empty room image and 0 design skills. I like the 0 design skills because that's a nice leverage. Create workspace design is not really clear. I would sort of dive a bit more into this. And again, there's a lack of persona. So who can use that? One empty room image does it have to be professional photo? Can I do it with my iPhone? Is it something like that my neighbor who has never touched a computer can use? There is also no notion of time. How long does it take? Are we talking about a couple of minutes or hours? So that could sort of help you fine tune a little bit the value proposition. So who am I? Who has the problem? How painful is the problem? And what is a little bit of your secret sauce? But not too bad again, not too bad. Generate contracts anytime, anywhere in just a few taps. At least that's the headline, blah, 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 blah. So this one, unfortunately, is not good. No, God, please, no. Because I have no idea what type of contracts you're talking about. Are you talking about smart contracts like in the crypto world? Or are you talking about legal contracts? And that's two very, very different kind of personas. Anywhere in just a few taps, that's a little bit of the secret sauce. So we do it faster than the other ones. What's the pain behind it? What's the value? The value is if it's just in a few taps, it's still too light. We need something that really pushes on the problem much more than that. Next one. Hey, if you're a first-time founder, SaaS or services, and you're struggling with your acquisition, your retention, your growth, your scaling, talking to your customers, or you just want to have a tea time, especially a tea time, send me a DM. Building ReadyBee to help you write viral Reddit posts that drive traffic to your site. Okay. Not bad. So that's a tool that helps you write viral Reddit posts that drives traffic to your site. Who you talking to exactly? Again, if I'm a barber, can I use it? If I'm selling cars, can I use it? If I have a SaaS, software as a service, can I use it? And you want to dive down into a very, very specific audience. It's a little bit like, imagine you see 2 ads on social media. You want to eat a pizza and you see 2 ads on social media next to each other. The first one says, hey, our restaurant is open. We serve rice, burgers, pizza, and sushis. And the next one says, hey, we serve pizzas. Which one would you go to? My natural reaction would be to go to the one that only does pizza if I'm hungry for pizza, because I'll think, yeah, these guys, they just do pizza, so they probably have a better expertise. The other one, they're probably doing a little bit of everything, which means they're probably not good at anything. And so it's a little bit of the same thing here. You want to narrow down your avatar, your persona, so that they can understand this is specifically designed for you. Then the second thing is traffic the number one thing that people want out of their websites? Maybe not. Maybe it's money right away. Like the highest outcome is probably cash. Usually when you deal with businesses, they focus on 3 things: getting more clients, retaining clients, and saving time in operations. So spending less time managing the business and managing the clients. These are like the top tier kind of outcomes. If you're not into the top tier outcomes, then it's a bit harder to get people's attention. Let's go to the next one, an advanced SaaS starter kit that has essential features of a SaaS. Don't believe me? You should try the demo. Whoa. What? This is a red flag. Let me read it again. Yeah. Man, I see myself in these kind of posts when I was much younger. When I was a developer, I was developing apps. I was really thinking in terms of tech and not in terms of benefit. And here, there's a circle definition. It's a SaaS made of SaaS. And so how do you explain SaaS? Well, you say the definition of a SaaS is a SaaS. And so it's not helping. The other thing is that you wrote an entire sentence without really saying anything. Essential features of a SaaS. What are the essential features? Just name them so people understand them. Because I'm pretty sure if I get 100 people and I say, hey, what are the essential features of a SaaS? I'll probably get thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of features. Not everyone is similar. So drop your essential features. So that I can see, I need that's the feature I need. An advanced starter kit, usually that's not the way to attract people. Advanced kind of sound, there are a lot of settings and stuff I have to deal with, and it's kind of the opposite of simplicity. So I would say it would be better to talk about like a simple SaaS starter kit that has built-in payment, SSO, and support. Boom. Then you nailed it. So let me do it again. So a simple SaaS starter kit that has built-in payment, SSO, and support and then you niche down to the business. Like, again, like who is using the SaaS? What is your champion customer for this? And then you go. Don't talk about technicality. Don't talk about tech. Don't talk about features. Don't talk about your programming language. That's not what you're here for. Boom. Next one. Been working on SQL Noir. Ooh, this one is written in French. Extra point for you, my friend. Which is an open source SQL game. Okay, I see open source. I see SQL game. I see where you're going. That makes you solve retro crimes by writing queries. The game is already sitting at 10K monthly active users. That's not part of the pitch. Well, maybe if you're looking for investors, that shows that you have traction. So that's not bad. SQL Noir. This one is a bit tough because, as I mentioned before, there's too much of tech jargon and you want to focus on the benefit, but at the same time here the tech jargon is part of the secret sauce. So open source, that's a little bit of the secret sauce. That's a little something that you can put against your competition. And then SQL game, well, that's a game with SQL queries, I guess. Yeah, queries. And so it's blending into the concept of the application. So that here in this example, it makes sense to drop some tech. Now, I would say what is missing a little bit, again, is defining a bit more the persona, the avatar, who would love to play this game. So it should be something like an open source SQL game for this type of person, so that you can have fun practicing your queries and solving crimes. And I would say join already 10K monthly active users, join the community. What are you waiting for? So this one is actually really cool. This one sort of stands out to me. Let's do one or two more. SQL Noir. See, the guy agrees with me. That's brilliant. Okay, this one. Working on Maintain HQ dash GPT dash a proactive WordPress management platform built for freelancers, agencies, and even the least tech savvy clients. Okay, well, I'm glad I did this extra one because this time we have a champ who highlighted the avatar, who highlighted the persona, and I really wanted to show this example. So here we're telling, hey, this is the problem we're solving for this type of people. And here I can see clearly freelancers, agencies, and even the last tech-savvy clients. So here he or she has identified the avatar. I think the avatar is a bit too wide because from freelancers to agencies and then tech-savvy people, I think the spectrum is a bit too wide. You should narrow it down when you start. And the way to do it is to think about who's your champion customer. So who is the type, what is the type of customer that would benefit the most from your solution? The least tech savvy clients, like maybe freelancers. So freelancers with zero tech knowledge could be your champion because they're the one who benefit the most from the solution. And then I would focus on that. And then agencies is probably like another layer of users. Look at it as in gaming or as in sci-fi movies. You have, for example, in sci-fi, you have Star Wars hardcore fans, and then all the way down you have the people who, you know, they just wanted entertainment, and so okay, they were like, okay, let me just spend 90 minutes being entertained by this movie. And there's a huge difference between the hardcore fan and the person who was just looking for something to just burn the evening, basically. So that's the same thing with your SaaS. You want to make sure you want to make sure you have identified who's the champion and who's the sort of casual user in your system. Then the sort of negative points of the pitch is that it doesn't really tell you much about the problem it's solving. It tells you like it's a proactive WordPress management platform, but then it doesn't tell you exactly what it's doing and where you'll get the full value. So there are a little bit of features here: updates, backup, security, performance, blah, blah, blah. But then what's the value? And it could be something like that saves you the salary of a CTO. The thing handles everything. Boom, and then you get the value. So again, don't focus too much on the features. Focus on the benefit first and the pain. Push on the pain, push on the benefit, narrow down your persona and say it out loud, and then see how people react to that. And if you hook people up, then they'll get back to you and say, hey, I'm intrigued. Now tell me more about it. And then you can sort of roll out your plan and features and secret sauce and all of that. But a pitch has to be short, memorable, an opener to a conversation. It's not the end of the conversation. So you want to open the conversation. You want to break the ice. It's an icebreaker. And then you roll out your beautiful French monologue like SQL Noir. See, I remember the name because he used the French stuff. Love it. I'm gonna stop it here. What did you think of the video? This format? Do you want more of this format? Do you want to show me your startup pitch to get some reviews? Write all this down in the comments down below. And if you're too shy, that's okay. Send me a DM on one of my social media. And until next time, boom.